Hi there and welcome back. It's Lisa from Critters'n Ink Designs in Ontario, Canada. And today, I know you've probably already seen what I'm going to show you this morning, but mine just arrived and I'm super excited about it. So what it is there is a join offer to become a demonstrator in February. It starts tomorrow, February 3rd. And goes to, I think, March 2nd. So if you become a demonstrator and join my team between now and then, one of these little positioners will automatically be added to your starting kit. Hi, Georgie. So guess who's here? Always. So the starting kit in Canada is $135, but you choose anything that you like within anything that's currently available in the Stampin' Up! Online store. You can choose $165 worth of product, anything you like. And this will automatically be added to your order. And then once you have your demonstrator number, which will be like within hours, then you can place orders and receive 20 to 25% off all of your products and still earn bonus points. And the bonus points are anything over $25, you earn 10%. And you can stockpile these till next month or till your next order, till next year. You have a year to use them up. And honestly, I used my bonus points to get this for free. So I'm excited about that. Now, it's only available during the month of February as a join-in offer. And then at some point, it will be offered as regular product, probably in the online store, or it may even be in the new annual catalog, which comes out in May. We don't know. No, they haven't said anything about that. So I'm excited. I want to open this. So let me go down to my desk. And I literally, it just came to the door like a few minutes ago. So I'm going to whip it open here. And everything? Yep. Excuse me. I'm still fighting that cough. Good grief. Excuse me. Okay. So, ooh, look at it. It's so pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay. So here is a little booklet. It says instructions, but they're pretty vague. It's very basic. So it comes with the base, 2 magnets, the large stamping plate, and a small alignment plate. So here's the base, which obviously is magnetic, and it's nice and smooth. So, you don't have to worry about grid lines affecting your stamps at all. And then you probably can't see, but there is a like inches ruler across and down. And then just above it, there is a metric, so centimeters across and down. And then we have these 2 little earth magnets. You can see they're pushing apart because they're right sides together. But if you put them opposite, and they're nice and flat, so they're not going to affect your stamping at all. And I really like the fact that it doesn't matter which way you put them down, they still stick. However, if you put them down with this little bar at the bottom, you have a little flap here to pick them up, which I've done with my other, I can't even get them off. My Stamparatus magnets are stuck. They're stuck to my metal camera stand. So these are my Stamparatus magnets, and I just put colored washi tape on them and made little handles because they were a stinker to get off. And then also, if they snap together and you have the tape on them, they're not a lot less likely to break. And also, let me tell you something. If you have the Stamparatus magnets and you've ever got your finger caught in there, holy Dinah, that's a pinch. Anyway, back to this guy. So these 2 little buttons here are spring-loaded. And then we have these like little posts that this little handle for your adjustable one sits on like this. But we're going to play with all that. I have a bunch of pre-cut paper and I'm ready to play with it. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so here's your plate. Now one thing that I am actually going to mention to Stampin' Up! Is that it would be nice if this was flippable so that you had two surfaces to stamp, because the little spongy feet are only on the one side, so you have to stamp with the logo facing up. And like the Stamparatus, you could take the plate off and flip it and have you know, stamps on both sides, but this you can't. But that's okay, I'm fine with that. But this looks awesome. Awesome, awesome. Now this is gridded and this is not gridded. Obviously you don't want to have grid lines in your stamping, right? So this is gridded, and the grid is actually etched on the top, like you can hear it. And on the bottom is perfectly smooth, so that's not going to affect your stamps whatsoever. And then you just place it on here and then just press in the middle. And that's going to give you a perfect repositionable, like re-stampable stamp, if you get my drift. So also I ordered, now this is an optional buy, but I highly recommend it, is the grid paper. Now the grid paper comes in a pack of 50. It's in Canada, I think it's $22, but there's 50 sheets, and you can just keep reusing your sheets if you're, you know, if you're like not super messy, and they flip over too. I mean, they're double-sided. So there's my grid paper, which is great if you're trying to line things up. I'm going to turn off my overhead lights because I'm going to be using the reflective platform and it's going to be shining in my eyes. But I do have my big lights on, so that's good. So let's grab a stamp. Now the other day, if you get my newsletter, I sent out a picture of it was my husband's 72nd birthday yesterday. And this is his birthday card. I didn't sign it because I told him I wanted to use it in a video, but isn't this cute? Now he belongs to a remote control radio. I call it remote control. He keeps correcting me. It's radio control aircraft club. And so this was his birthday card. Isn't that cute? So I'll be doing a video on this, but I have the stamps are on my desk, so I'm going to use those stamps today. And what I use, now this is retired, so I apologize for that, but this is one of those things, because he's so involved in aircraft, I'm probably never going to get rid of this stamp set. Actually, you know what? I'll use something current. I will use, let me get rid of all that. This just came today too. Hi, Georgie. Look at how cute. Cutest crew. Now, whenever there's a cat, anything, I grab it. And don't get me wrong, I like dogs too, but I do like my cats. So this is the stamp set. Little cats, little dogs, little birds. Stinking cute. And little paws. There's little paws. Here, I'll show you on here. Little paws, bird feet, little butterflies. So cute. What, kitty? All right, so I'm going to give these a clean, because I always clean my stamps before I use them. So my chamois is not very wet. I've been using it. And I'm just wiping off any type of residue that might be on there from the manufacturing process. There we go. That should do it. Georgie, she's trying to get into my filing cabinet. Crazy kitty. So because I'm a cat person, let's grab the kittens. So Let me grab a piece of designer series paper here, and I'm going to pick a spot. Now, I'm going to, and I'm only doing this so that you can see where I'm at. Let me find a marker. So I have a yellow highlighter. I don't know if that shows. Not very well. Okay, let me grab something else. I know, hold on. So I have a Stampin' Blend marker. I'm going to use the bullet side. So I'm just going to make a mark. So I'm at the 1 3/4. And this is in case it shifts. I know exactly where I need to put it. And I'm at the 7 1/4, I think. No, at the 5. So 7 and 5. So you can see that, right? So that's in case it shifts. I know where I need to plaster it, but with these magnets, is that one? Yeah. If with these magnets, it shouldn't move at all because they are earth magnets. So now I'm winging it because I just got this and I haven't planned, obviously. So I'm going to put this. Oh, these are the puppies. I meant to grab the cats. My kittens. Georgie. Oh, so cute. And I've got my platform set up, and I'm just going to pop that down to pick them up. Well, it's a good thing that I marked where my card goes because that just popped that right out of there. Now, it did that because the stamps are brand new. And so I'm going to ink them up. I'm just using Memento. And I got a little bit of ink, and I'm not going to worry about it because the platform's not going to touch the paper, but I tend to be careful about getting ink on my platform. It bothers me. So I'm going to pop that on there, and it did stamp pretty well, but it definitely needs a second stamp. And this time I do have a lot of ink on there. I'm just going to leave it. There, straight down. That's a much better stamp. And then I'm just going to take my chamois and give that a clean. There, nice and clean. And let's put just a little hello here. I'm just going to give it a wipe and see. Maybe it won't stick so much if I do this to it. Just a little hello. I love this stamp set. I'm so excited. All right, so let's pick it up. Still sticking. And that's okay. I mean, if it moves during the first, like I haven't even stamped it yet, so, you know, it doesn't matter that much. But if you were trying to do a like 2-generation stamping or whatever you call it, just got ink on my finger, then, you know, obviously it would make a bit of a difference because you want it to be lined up, but this isn't going to be a big deal. All right, so I can see because it's a new stamp, it didn't stamp that great. So I'll definitely have to restamp it. So I've got it on my little points here. Not bad, but it does need a second stamp. So I'm just going to ink it out. This does take up less real estate than the Stamparatus, but I should grab my Stamparatus that's right behind me and do a little quick comparison. But look at how stinking cute that is. Oh, love it. All right, let me just clean this. Adorable. Now, I'm not going to color these. I'll finish this card later. I just want to play with this Stamparatus for a few minutes and just see. But oh my gosh, that is going to make just the cutest little card. Now, let's see. What else can we do? Let me grab another piece of paper. I'm going to pop it right back in the same spot. Oh, this one's smaller. Look. I'll grab another one. These are all 4 by 5 1/4. I often will just take a package of basic white and cut it all into 4 by 5 1/4 because typically that's the size I use. So, all right, so let's put the kittens back down. And do I want to do it this way or this way? Let's do it this way. And I'm going to grab the gray, smoky slate, I think. Where's the lid? Here we are. I just want to close up my memento. Our house is so dry, I could just see the moisture wicking out of this in no time. All right, so we have the ability, not this way though. I need to turn it around. So I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to put it at 2. So 2. And down here. Is that right? Yep. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take my little platform. Now this one is, I think it's 2 inches. Yeah, it's 2 inches across. And 7 7/8 inch long. And then again, it's got the logo. It needs to be face up because the little spongy feet are on the bottom. So you have it on all 4. Now, my concern when I first saw this was, is the bottom part, it only latches at the top here. And I was a little concerned that maybe this part would wiggle. It does not, from what I've seen. Oops. Okay, let me put that back. Oh, Georgie's into something out there. I don't know what. Okay, so, or maybe that's my husband home from the dentist. I hear noise. It's either Georgie or Glenn. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on here. And you can see it. Once it sits, there's no wiggle. So do I want to pick it up here or move that? I'm just going to move the kittens down a little bit. I want them centered on the platform. I don't know if that's going to make a difference when I go like down, but let's see. So I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to ink it up in smoky slate. Now we were able to do this. This is one of the few, like the only platform that I'm aware of that does this. I totally could be wrong. I don't know how many different ones there are on the market, but the Stamparatus and this guy are the only ones that I know that you can actually do like a graduated stamp. Okay, so I'm going to pick it up. Now, I don't like the way that's stamped. I'm going to restamp it. It is a new stamp, so it does need, I think, just a little bit extra because I'm going to be doing a graduated stamp, meaning I'm not going to re-ink it. I'm just going to keep moving it down. So I want the first stamp to be good. In you go. And now that, you know, I don't have to worry about placing it because that stamp is still above the paper quite a bit. So I'm going to stamp down again. Very good. And then I'm going to move down 1. magnets out of the way. And then move down one more peg. So I'm not super happy with this. I think I didn't prime my stamp, which I normally do. So let's ink it up. I'm going to stamp it a few times just to get it primed. And my husband is home, so I'm just going to shut the door so that he knows I'm recording. So now that my cat hates closed doors, so Georgie will be banging on the door momentarily. I can guarantee it. So I'm going to really ink this guy up. And because I'm not happy with this, I'm going to flip it over after anyway. And I'm just going to make sure that it's well seasoned. Okay. There, you can see already it's becoming a better stamp. And I typically, when I get a new stamp, I just don't stamp it like for the first time. I'll stamp it multiple times before I actually use it. Oh, geez, you made me jump. There. So that's actually much better. So let's put this back this way. Normally, if I put like a big sign on my door that if the door is closed, you're not allowed to come in here because I'm taping. And normally Glenn is like, he supports that, but not today. He just walked right in with a bottle of water, which is fine. I need it because my throat is like dry. There. So I've got it on the two little hooks here, and I'm going to press down and straight up. And I'm not going to hold it down because I don't want to use up all my ink. So now I'm going to move down one peg. And you can see this does not shift. It's very sturdy here. Stamp. Yeah, it's still a bit light, and I think probably because I'm yapping and I'm taking time in between the stamping. There, like that's a little better, but you still can't really see it. Okay, I'm gonna grab another one. Got a couple here, and let's put this here. And I'm going to go with maybe a darker ink. Make sure that's straight. And I'm going to take a drink of water. Okay, let me find something darker. Early espresso. So let's try it with an early espresso and see. Let me give this a clean. Now, obviously, the more seasoned your stamps become, the better they're going to stamp. Just make sure that it's dry, and I'm getting fingerprints all over everything. That's lovely. Okay, so let's stamp this up with early espresso. I've been systematically re-inking this past week. It's been a while since I've re-inked, and all of my ink pads really suck back the ink. You can tell that they've really needed their inking, re-inking. Oops. Nuts. Come on, get back there. Now this isn't going to matter because I'm not stamping directly over the same, oh yeah, that's better, the same image, so I'm not too fussed about it. But you can see I moved a little quicker on that one. There. Oh my gosh. Isn't that stinking cute? So I think my smoky slate probably needed to be re-inked. Well, so does my early espresso, but that is so, so cute. So why don't we finish this and put a greeting on there? And then let's use the same one because that's a great generic greeting. And I'm just going to leave my cats on here because I might do something else with them. Who knows? So I'm going to pick up my stamp. And let's ink it up. Yeah, this definitely needs to be re-inked. That's okay. I love this thing. I don't know how straight that is, but not very. That's okay. Now, what I normally do is, of course, can I see it on my desk? No, because my desk is a mess. I have a little piece of window sheet with washi tape on it. You've probably seen me use it to check and see if my stamp is straight, and I cannot see it. Oh, here it is, under my computer. I'll show you what I do with this. All right, so I'm going to re-stamp that because there. Look at how cute. So there's another card front. Oh, I love this thing. Oh, I love this thing. So if you have Stamparatus, you know what I'll do later is a comparison, because this is better than the Stamparatus, and I thought the Stamparatus was great. Oh, I got a hair in my ink. What else can we do? Let's do a little butterfly wreath. Now, I'm going to take a piece of, now if you look on here, I don't know, can you see? There's a little triangle right here. Oh yeah, you can see that. Little triangle right here. And these two pins act as an anchor. So I'm going to pop my cardstock in here. I will have to trim this because it's 4 by 5 1/4. But will I use my big plate? Let me clean this. Okay, so I'm going to put my hello back, and I'm going to grab my little butterflies. And I'm going to pop them right here. Now these are super sticky. Let me clean them again. And I'm going to take my paper out of here, and I'm going to see where I want that. I want that right there. Okay, so I'm going to pick it up. But I'm going to prime my stamp, meaning I'm going to ink it up a few times and stamp it. It doesn't matter where. I just want to ink it up so that it's happy with the ink. And I don't necessarily want to get it all here, because then that ink will transfer to the back of my paper. But I'm getting a better, every time I stamp it, I get a better, well, not that one, get a better image. There we go. Okay, so I can put my cardstock back. Into my two little anchors there. And because there's a bit of wiggle room there, I'm going to make a little dot. Well, no, that's not going to work because this isn't a square. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to plop down my magnets. And I'm going to ink up. Actually, you know what? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to re-ink my early espresso. And I'm going to edit this out. I'm going to speed it up. So that you get the gist of how to do it. But I'm not taking up time. There, you can see it's just absorbing right in there. And then I'm going to take, I have a bone folder that I use just for ink. And I'm just going to smear it in. There. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So let me stamp it a couple times with the re-inked inker. Oh, what a difference. Holy smokes. Amazing what a little ink will do for you. Okay. So let me just clean that off because it's a bit smushy. All right. So I'm going to put my cardstock back with brown fingerprints on it. Flip it over. And I guess it doesn't matter which way you do it, but there. Whoops. That's better. All right, so let's ink this guy up. And then press. Oh, you know what? This does have to be a square. Hold on. I just figured something out. Never mind. Now, oh, well, you know what? If you wanted it to be just in the corners of your card, you could definitely do this. Let's just do this, and then I'll make a square. I was going to make a wreath. That's not going to work. So if you just want this in the corners of your card, you know how sometimes you stamp on the inside and you want it a little different, a little pretty. Ooh, that is one inky ink pad. Be careful not to push on a really juicy ink pad. There, so you could do your sentiment like on the inside of these little butterflies. That's stinking cute, actually. And then, oh, I do like this positioner. There. Look. Oh. And then pop it in here. And just put, okay, I'm going to clean this one. And got this one. Now, oh, this is what I wanted to show you. So I have a little piece of window sheet with some washi tape on it. And I use this all the time. And I primarily stamp with the Stampin' Positioner because I just find I have better results. Because if it doesn't stamp perfectly the first time, it's really frustrating because you'll never in a million years line it back up again. So I've got my my window sheet down there, and I'm just going to stamp it. And you can tell, A, is it centered? And B, let me fix my camera here because that's not straight. Is it straight? And actually, it is. It's sort of centered. It could go a little bit that way. So you know what? Maybe we'll just clean this off. And I'm going to clean off my stamp because I need to reposition it. I also need to wet my chamois because it's not very wet. All right, so give that a clean here. So I'm going to line it up again. There, that looks pretty centered and it looks pretty straight. So let's pick it up. And I'm going to stamp again on my, oh, I got too inky. Yeah, that ink pad is extremely juicy. So a very light hand. There we go. There, that's straight and centered. So I can take this away. Make sure my card base is lined up. And now I can go ahead and ink it up gently because it's so juicy. Look, isn't that stunning? Now, I've been using a stamp positioner since I started, even before I started with Stampin' Up, which is, trying to think if it's 7 years or 8 years. I'll have to go look at my profile. There. Oh my gosh, look. Isn't that great? Love it. Okay, so let me clean this. And I'm going to get a square of cardstock here. So this is 4. So we need to cut this at 4. So measure 4 by 4. All right, so I'm going to pop it in this little corner here. And I'm going to take off my big hello here. And I'm going to ink up my butterflies. Cute. All right, so now I'm going to rotate my paper. I'm going to ink up my butterflies. And rotate. Oh, it's so cute. And then the last corner. And then ink up. A little ink happy there. Let's try that again. It's better. There. Okay, so now what I want to do is clean off my butterflies. And I'm going to place them in here. All right, so let's pick them up. And ink it up. Ooh, gotta rotate our paper, almost forgot. Ink up our butterfly. Oh my god, this is so fun. Oops, I should flip this guy over so I have the handle there. Okay, and So, I mean, you don't even need a wreath template. This is your wreath template right here. Okay, last butterfly. I don't know why I keep getting big blobs of ink on that bottom little corner there. All right, so, and there we have our wreath. Oh, so cute. Adorable. And so what you could do, I'm going to try something. This may or may not work out. I don't know. But okay, so let's put our butterflies back and let's grab the little floral. And as I say, this may or may not work. I have no idea. But so I have it on a bit of an angle. I wonder if we should do it this way. I don't know. If this doesn't work, I'll just cut it out of the video. Come on. It's sticking to me. Oh, good grief. Okay. There. Okay. Now, this one needs to be seasoned, so I'm going to just stamp it a few times. Just because you want that ink, you want the stamp to be receptive to the ink, and it does take a bit of seasoning. There. Okay, I think we're good. So as I say, this may or may not work, but you know, you don't know unless you try. So I think I probably wanted that a little bit closer to the original row of butterflies, but that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. This is great for making multiples too. Like I never just make one. Well, I shouldn't say never. Mostly I don't make just one card. I'll often do a few the same just because I can. Because it's just as easy to cut out, you know, 3 card bases and whatever. I'm just going to clean my hands here. I'm getting fingerprints on things. There. Okay. So now I'm going to clean my butterfly. No, my flowers. They're flowers. They're flowers, Lisa. And I'm going to put them like, I don't want them overlapping, but maybe like that. We'll see. Again, it may or may not work. Who knows? So let's get this back into place. See, I got a fingerprint. That's okay. We'll figure it out. All right, so let's ink it up. Okay, and we'll pop that in there. Oh, I can live with that. Rotate. Oh, that's really cute. Now that's going to take some time to color, so I'm going to do that off screen, but oh my gosh, how could you not love this? Oh, look at how cute that is. I love it. Love it, love it. Okay. Now, what else can we do to this? Or do you think that's enough? Now, there's no real place for a sentiment here, but you could certainly do just a hello and then cut it out, like fussy cut it out. So, super cute. All right. So, okay, this is adorable. Adorable. Okay, so there's another little card center that we can do something with. What else? I saw something the other day that was really cute, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was, and it crossed my mind a couple of minutes ago, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to do that, but yeah, not happening. So let's see. Actually, while I'm thinking, I'm going to give this another little squiggle with my bone folder because it's pretty juicy in some areas. And you just go like you're icing a cake, just to really get that ink down there into the base. There. That's a very juicy little ink pad. And I just use these little washcloths that I got on Amazon. They're great. I just throw them in the laundry, and they come out really good, and the ink doesn't affect my laundry at all. I have all kinds of adhesive on here. I need to give that a clean. Maybe I'll do that right now while we're thinking. I have just some alcohol. And give that a little clean. That's better. That's well loved. What can I say? Okay. What else can we do? Oh, I wanted to try something. Let me grab the pause. Although the little, it's not a very big stamp, so I don't know whether it'll curve. No, well, it might. If I do a little curve on it, let's give it a try. I'm just going to flip this one over and see. Since it's curved, if it will create a wreath. Oh, Lisa, what the heck are you doing here? There, I'm going to move it. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to put it down here. So, and I'm going to curve it. That's the beauty. Actually, you know what? Let's take one of the bigger ones, because I know that you can curve them. So let's go down here and we're gonna curve it. This may not, I might have to do it this way. There, so I have it on a curve. Now obviously it's not meant to be on a curve, but let's see what happens. Oh, that's not over far enough. I'll have to come over here. So let's rotate it. I did get ink, but that's okay. We're just playing. So, actually, I'm going to put this down here. Oops. Oh, that's cute. Now, what I didn't do is line up on here. What I should have done was line up each end on a grid line. And I didn't. So That may or may not make a difference. It probably would make a difference because you can see this one is not perfectly aligned. So we'll try that next maybe. Yeah, so this one, it's higher at this end, so we'll fix that. But, oh, that is a great idea, Lisa. Yes, it is. Yeah, so, you know, am I happy with that? Not particularly because it's not perfect. Let's clean it and try again. All right, so what I want to do is line up, and I'm going to bring it a little bit in and line up my grid here so I can see what the heck I'm doing. There, so I'm going to bring it in a bit. And let's try that. I'm going to use the same piece of paper and we'll see how that goes. I keep sticking the little feet in the ink. Not a good idea. All right, so this is going to go this way. I should move that. So it needs to go higher. So like this way. So let's move it up like this. You definitely would have to experiment with this because, you know, you don't know what your yeah, it's still not curved enough, I don't think. Well, you know what? Let's try it. Who knows? I don't think this is going to work, but definitely something to play with. Yeah, so I'm too far over now. I wasn't far enough over before. Okay, never mind. I'm not liking that. So we will play with that and maybe try and experiment with that particular technique when I have more time to play. But right now we are just playing. Let me grab another piece of cardstock. Let's do it this way. I was watching Jay Soriano the other day, and he had gotten his platform, I guess Friday or Saturday, and he did a really cute little thing. So I'm gonna do the same thing that he did. I'm covered in cat hair already. There. So let's pick this up. Where's my... I'm going to center this on here. Okay, I'm going to put this on here. And then I'm going to try and line it up in between two pegs. That probably makes the most sense. Dispose of the cat hair. Okay. There, that's fairly centered. Let me just take a pencil and shove it down a little bit. Or not. There, now it's centered. Okay. Okay, let's try this. So Jay did a really cute card the other day. Now, if you're not familiar with Jay Sariano, he is a demonstrator in the UK, and he's been part of the design team several times. And if you ever want to learn how to color properly using blends and things, he's your guy. He has a degree in art. I don't know if it's art or graphic design, but he sure knows his colors, and he can take anything and bring it to life with the way that he colors. Like, he's just amazing. All right, so there's the cats. And then let's grab the pepperonis. And I should have looked on here where so I'm going to pop these under here. Now this stamp has not been primed. I think that's pretty straight. Looks pretty straight. So we're going to stamp it a few times and prime it. Oh my god, look how cute these guys are. I love this. Okay, so let's put this back. So yeah, although the grid paper, just thinking out loud here, is an optional purchase and it's not super inexpensive, I highly recommend it. And I love the fact that these little pegs hold it in place. So if you take advantage of the join offer, I'm thinking you can probably order the you may have to wait until you have your demonstrator number to order the grid paper, but then don't forget that you will get, oh, you know what, I have to move this down, that you will get 20% off your next order, and you will earn bonus points, like bonus, I call them bonus bucks, which I hate the word bucks, but there, he's a little bit crooked and he's got ink on him, so I don't want to. Let's try that, see if that's more centered. Nope. You know what, I'm gonna clean it. Yeah, so then you're very, as soon as you have your demonstrator number, whatever you order, you will earn 10% bonus bucks and get 20% off of your purchase. So it's a win-win. And the other thing is, no, you know, if you want, in your hobby demo, you don't have to do what I do. You don't have to sell to people. You don't have to have parties. You just do your thing. You just become a happy stamper, get your 20% discount, and call it a day. Like, and then, you know, if you decide that it's not for you, then no biggie. You have a couple of months, well, you have to think 3 or 4 months. I have to really look at it, but you have several months of your discount if you don't meet there, like, to keep your demonstratorship, you know, you have to keep a certain amount of purchases to keep that status going, you know, to earn the 20% off. But it's not exorbitant. It's just over $100 a month, which, trust me, it's easy to do. And you can do it all at once, or you can spread it out over the months and, um, you know, do it that way. Like, yeah, like it's really, I'm gonna grab my kittens again. It's a really super great deal. And there's no commitment. Like there's no, sorry, I just need a drink. You know, your demonstrator status will just peter out if you don't want to continue with it. And in your first order, there's no shipping, and in Ontario, no tax. No shipping for sure. I don't know if it's still no tax. I know it was, but things are changing around the world right now with finances, so who knows. As far as I know, there's no tax, but there's no shipping for sure. Your first startup kit is free shipping. The other thing too is that, say you've been thinking about doing paper pumpkin. As a demonstrator, you get 20% off that right away. So, you know, tons of incentive to save money. And another perk of being part of the team is we have a great team chat group that we share inspiration. We help people, like if, you know, recently my sister's husband was going through stem cell transplant and some health issues, and we were all there for him. And you know, things like that. Like we're there for each other, and just questions. Like if you have questions about, say, this product, or you bought a new product and you don't know how it works, or you have a friend who's thinking about buying something from you, which would be a bonus, to help you with your quarterly minimum status there. I don't know if this is going to work. Yep. You know, any kind of questions like that at all, we're there for you. And great bunch of gals. And if you're local to me, we also get together and do stamping once a month. Although January I had the flu, so January didn't happen. But look at how cute that is. Yeah, so, you know, give it some thought. If you have questions about it and you just want to pick my brain a little bit, feel free to email me at Lisa at, that's Lisa with an A, at critters'nink.com. I'm going to color this. I love that. Okay, so that is this little gadget in a nutshell. I was going to show something else, but for the life of me, it's escaping me. I have no idea. But, you know, you can bet I'll be using this because I do use the stamping platform a lot, and I'll be using this one now because I absolutely love it. But if you have, yeah, any questions about the joining special, let me know. So again, you can choose $165 of anything you like. You know, if you already have a whole pile of Stampin' Up stuff, then add to it, you know. And oh, the other thing is, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, we get to, in January, we were already pre-ordering from the March online exclusive release. So that's what this is from. This is from the March online exclusive release. And I have a bunch of other stuff that's come in over the last week or two. And so we get first pick of anything that's brand new. And so that we can showcase it or just play with it. Again, you don't have to be a business. You just stamp away at a discount. So yeah, let me know if you're interested. I would love to chat with you. Again, no obligation. If you decide in the long run it's not for you, not up your alley, then I'm good with that. And you know, if you want to just become a customer or remain a customer, I'm okay with that too. So, let me know. And I would be more than happy to just chat with you. Anyway, this is my first play with the new stamping platform. I do love it. I absolutely love it. So if you want to get your hands on one of these sooner than later, sign up, and it will start in tomorrow, the February the 3rd, and it will be automatically added to your order. So yeah, that's our little platform here. And I can just realize that I stamped all over this. I can flip it over and use the metric side. And I'm Canadian, so I should be using metric, but I don't. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope that you are interested in this. And again, I don't know when it's going to be available to the public, if ever. It's supposed to be at some point, but anyway, thanks for spending a few minutes with me, an hour or whatever it is with me. And take care. We'll see you soon. And I will be popping on to do my husband's birthday card shortly. So thanks so much. Bye for now.